Over the years, we've filmed a lot of fallow bucks on Fieldsports Channel. They come in all shapes and sizes, whether in the wild or in parks. Our stalkers would have used terms like fishtail, tines and spellers to describe their antlers. To understand a bit more about the terms and the system used to assess the quality of a buck, Antony and Laurie from CIC are going to give us a quick overview of what they measure and how they score fallow. The example they've brought in represents good, bad and ugly characteristics.
Fallow are probably the most difficult deer to measure. They're the only palmated deer we've got in the UK, and they take a bit more time to measure them. You can easily make mistakes. First of all, we're going to measure the beam length.
Does it always require two people to do this?
It usually requires two people to do this, but you can do it on your own, but it becomes quite finicky.
Yeah, it's far easier with two people for the bigger species. The small species like raw muntjac and Chinese water deer, you can quite easily measure yourself.
Okay, why have you chosen that spot?
It's the highest point on the closed beam. So the closed beam, the beam of the fallow deer is the palmated part of it. So it's this whole area here that's actually part of the palmation.
Yeah. We can actually use chalk to mark that off to make it easier. If you pass us the chalk, Laurie. So we can actually mark the area around where the spellers are, which are these fingers that are sticking out. And we mark it round. And then decide on which count as spellers and which is the highest point. And as this is probably a broken speller, this is the highest point on the palm.
Okay.
We come in the top end of the coronet.
For the brow tine, Laurie measures above the coronet and under the tine. All these measurements are entered into the CIC score sheet. It helps with consistency, whoever wields the tape and the chalk. Once they have recorded the dimensions for the buck, they weigh the head.
This is the weight for the full skull, which is 3.12. All the heads, when they're first prepared, they've got to be dried out. It takes about 2 weeks for the water to start to reduce, but the minimum of 30 days has got to be left before we can measure it, when the weight will be stable then.
Next, they assess the appearance of the head. The darker the antlers, the better.
So if it's very light coloured, virtually white to light yellow, there is no additions at all. If it's a grey to a lighter brown, it's 1 addition, and if it's dark brown to black, it's full 2 points. It varies in points for each addition. And also, when you're looking at colour, you've got to look at both sides, because it could be very dark on one side but quite light on the other side, so you've got to take that into consideration. So we're looking at the spellers now, which are these points on the palm here. This side's got quite good spellers. They've got to be a minimum of 2 centimetres to qualify as a speller. So some of these might be a bit small on this side, so we'll give points for that. On the other side, it's got some big gaps, which are called fishtails, which affect the measurement, because you can't measure through a void. So that would give
a bad thing. A fishtail's a bad thing.
Yeah, fishtail's a bad thing.
Okay.
Also, the brow points, if they're symmetrical, very even, you would look at the head and give it more points. This one's got quite small brow points, and they're not the same. So you would give more points for the symmetry. Ideally, you want them both sides matching.
So his right-hand side's let him down.
Exactly.
Unfortunately.
Yeah. Yeah.
To achieve a gold medal, the score is 180, silver 170 and bronze 160. If you'd like to get your fallow head measured, it doesn't cost the earth, and it all helps to build a national and international picture of the health of our deer.
If you bring a fallow head in like this, it will cost you £45. That includes a medal and a certificate. It takes about 3/4 of an hour, usually with 2 people, to measure a big head like this. But I'll add that if it doesn't make a medal class, there's no charge.
For more information about CIC, head to CICUKTEB.com.